Look,
Come on, get up.
he's throwing it back.
I think I'm okay.
He's throwing it back.
I'll be honest, folks, it's been a hell of a time for me. I've been that special kind of depressed where you get all gross, sleep all the time, and you cry silently to yourself while you're just eating fucking cereal. So, I've been just letting my YouTube put on whatever when I'm doing nothing but either sleeping or bed rotting. It's ranged from a lot of stuff from DayZ and Fallout live streams to random people 100%ing indie and flash games. And in between all those hours of watching and sleeping through content was two special channels that inspired this challenge run. The Backlogs with Lemon and Micah from Game It Micah. Watching these two made me forget, if only for an hour or two, the fact that life isn't fun right now. And you know what? I want to be that for someone too. Paying it forward, you know? And a series I've been playing a lot is Yakuza, or its alternate name, Like a Dragon. Stories about Japanese mafia dudes doing bowling and martial arts with a little hint of crime drama. So I thought, you know, why not combine the two? Today, we're gonna find out, can I beat Dark Souls as Goro Majima from Yakuza? Now, check it, here are the rules. Number 1, we can only use weapons that are similar to what Majima has used in the series. Initially, I was going to use a variety of weapons, like a club for Slugger, or try to do fists only, but I grew attached to the knife that we start with. So this rule is really only, I can only use the knife. 2, no blocking, only dodges. Whenever we fight Majima in the games, most of the time he's just slashing and dashing. He doesn't waste time blocking when he could be, you know, just slicing you up. 3, no summons. Majima does help people out from time to time when he's not beating the shit out of his underlings or having a near lethal bromance with Kiryu, but again, we're here for a challenge run, so we won't be summoning or being summoned by anyone. 4, light armors only. No character in Like a Dragon really wears a visible armor most of the time. Sure, there are items that you, the player, can equip that up defense, but for the most part visually, it's all suits or casual clothing. So we can wear light armors like how characters wear bindings or whatever. Number 5. As for the rest of equipment, to make things easy for me, as this is my first challenge run on any video game besides like stuff I did years ago for trophy hunting, I can use any rings and consumable items I want. Sorry if that turns you off if you're a pro gamer. Alright, let's get into it. So, right off the jump, we get off to a pretty bad start to having this thing be Majima. I didn't do a good job on the character customizer. Sorry Yakuza fans, I made him ugly. So, we're gonna call this fake Majima. Yes, this is clickbait now, but can I beat Dark Souls as fake Majima doesn't sound as good for the algorithm, you know? So we're just gonna have to suck it up because somehow I made famous pop legend Michael Jackson instead of fictional one-eyed Japanese mafia gangster Goro Majima. But we can at least get the weapon right by choosing the thief class, as it comes with a dagger, and instead of choosing something useful for our starting gift, I imagined Majima as a sentimental man who would have a pendant. A pendant of who? I don't know. You decide. We start with something familiar to the Yakuza franchise, main characters being in jail. A knight drops off a corpse that has a key for us to get out, which was a mistake because I immediately proceed to beat up the escaped asylum patients around me. I meet a nice man who gives me Sunny D, and then I face off in a mortal duel with Gorlock the Destroyer. Did I mention I'm bad at video games? This will be a common theme throughout the run. We send Gorlock off to the promised lands of my 600-pound life, and then get picked up by a giant bird like where Abuela's Chihuahua getting scooped up in the streets of New York by an eagle. And just like Abuela's tiny dog, we're dumped off at a scenic farm upstate. Not really. Welcome to Firelink Shrine, the hub of this sick and twisted world. Imagine this place like the Serena Bar or Morning Glory Orphanage. Sure, we're going out and doing a bunch of stuff, but we'll always end up back here to make the game progress. Here, I talked to some of the locals, which informed me that I need to ring 2 big-ass bells to wake something or other. I don't know, I was busy thinking of other stuff.
Hello.
Boy, are you fat.
Wow. Let me get, but there's no sound.
I beat up some abandoned veterans like I'm the military-industrial complex, and then keep the party going until something like a dragon lands and then flies by. I continue making my way through the homeless shelter, call it a kill shelter with the way I'm doing it, until I get on this big-ass bridge and fight this demon.
You're really
If the previous demon was Gorlock, this is the totally real boyfriend that Gorlock brags about. You guys wouldn't know them, they go to a different school. Anyway, it takes me a couple tries, but I mastered the very difficult strategy of running away from the enemy to force the game to give me easy damage. We'll see this strategy resurface later in Hell. Moving on from that, we meet fan favorite Solaire. It's just a shame that we can't summon anyone at all, so just because I'm lazy, we're not doing anyone's quest lines. I don't want to do them, and some of them, like Solaire, require summoning them to help in boss fights. We run across this bridge where the red drake just does strafing runs on a constant, and I have a really weird moment with a black knight where he just straight up fell through the world somehow. Hey buddy, can you come down here so I don't have to fight on that fucking narrow ass thing, bro? Ooh shit! Jump scare. Ain't that scary. Come on. Oh shit, he's running. It's kind of scary not being able to block anything. Is he going back up? Please don't go back up. Bro, come on, dude. Like, stop fucking around with me. You know what, fine. You wanna what? Where the fuck did he go? What the fuck? He didn't die. I didn't get any souls. Where did he go? This motherfucker really disappeared on me. Where did he go? What the fuck? Did he like jump down or something? What the fuck? Holy shit, he died somewhere. After that, I struggled to kill this giant armored boar until I suddenly remember something. Yes, I'm American. Fuck this boar. Church time. I kindle a bonfire next to Dark Souls legend Andre the Blacksmith, level up some, and have him upgrade my bandit's knife. I buy a case this to try out fist weapons, decide I don't like it, and just go back to the knife. So that's probably one of the times I broke the knife only rule. I unlock the elevator shortcut back to Firelink. I get jumped and consider not even doing this video. You know what? Should I even do this fucking video? Like, truly, we should think about it just for a second. Is this video even fucking worth it? Yeah, I know, pretty lame. That's the white boy in me. To not get absolutely fucked, I grind for a bit before doing Gargoyles, and then I kill Iron Pineapple. Meet the Golden Knight Lautrec and then leave him to rot. Fuck Lautrec. I don't care what lore videos say, he gets no pity from me. I've always had a bit of trouble with boss battles that have multiple bosses in the Souls games. You can call it a skill issue because it 100% is. With that being said, here's our first real challenge. The Gargoyles. The Gargoyles gave me some trouble when it wasn't me killing my own damn self.
No.
Then there's the fact that obviously the knife has a very short range. A range so short that I can be tickling bosses' assholes practically and still not do any damage. Obviously, this turns into a whole thing where I'm fucking sniffing the boss's body to make sure my swings actually do something. Oh yes, that's a very nice musk you have on you. What is that, Chanel number 5? Dog shit edition? Thankfully, even though the gargoyles look like they're made out of stone, they're actually quite fleshy and able to bleed. Just keep distance, get your attacks in, be smart, don't jump off the fucking building, and you'll get through this just fine. I do a little victory dance and then ring the first bell after I beat the gargoyles. After that, I pay Andre a visit and upgrade this knife some more. I go down to the slums and think, maybe, just maybe, PETA has a point. With dogs like these, maybe euthanasia is the answer. I rescue this sorcerer who somehow got locked in a room with a dead body in a barrel. What were you doing in there, huh? I kill some dogs, and then I buy some stuff from this obvious fed in the sewers. Weapons and drugs? Come on. Where's the wire, bitch? In order to get to the next Bell of Awakening, we need to go down underground, and the only guy with the key around is this fucking asshole. I don't have anything to rhyme with that. It's the Capra Demon, he's got a couple dogs with him, and unlike the stone gargoyles that took me like 8 tries, we get this asshole done in 1. He's just that easy. So we get the key to the depths and we happily walk down to... Jack Scalfani, is that you? We rescue this pyromancer from Jack and then proceed down into some nasty ass sewers. We navigate the sewers, there's nothing special here, just rats, mostly fucking rats, and then we get to the Gaping Dragon. I always find the Gaping Dragon funny purely because of the intro. Its little face pops up like, oh, visitors? And then you see the giant fucking maw it calls a stomach. It's out there, suddenly like a sudden cannon popping out of my wall when the IRS comes knocking. Visitors, am I right? The fight goes smoothly, mostly. I get banged up a bit because I forget that this guy turns into a giant hitbox when he runs forward. But just like the IRS, the Gaping Dragon falls down the stairs into my homemade graveyard. Basement. My basement. I get called raggedy by a cleric and consider killing him.
You look awfully raggedy. Times are grim. The least you can do is look sharp. Don't you dare meet my lady like that. You might scare her off for good.
But let's be honest. I know my ass would die to 3 people jumping me, so I decide against it. After getting my levels and weapons situated, I decide it's time to tackle Blighttown. Now, when I first played Dark Souls 1, way back on the PS3, them old days, call me Unc, I remember hating Blighttown, because the game performed horribly. I'm talking fucking chugging when you're down there. There's really no good reason to be in Blighttown if it wasn't fucking mandatory to beat the game. But now, I have a very fancy PC that has put me into debt with my bank. Complete with fancy graphic cards and fucking everything. I don't know, I'm not a PC expert, I just know it runs shit good. So, with shit running good, Blighttown's fun, right? Fuck no. No! Now, why does Blighttown fucking suck, even though I have all the frames available to me instead of the Microsoft PowerPoint I had to deal with back then?
The reason I hate this place is the reason why Miyazaki, From Software's most evil developer dictator, loves it.
Poison. Poison, poison, poison. Every good fantasy world has a poisonous area, whether it's a swamp, a forest, or a dirty little HIV needle fest at a club. Poison forces people playing your game to creatively problem solve their ways out of not dying a slow and painful death. Some have equipment that have high poison resist. Others allow you to move through hazardous areas fast with some items. Some just use antidotes like boring bitches. Or some just straight up let themselves be digested slowly by the brain-eating nematodes inside this cup of God's forsaken and forgotten. Whatever it is, players will deal with your poison and remember both it and you forever until the end of time. Take it from me, Hidetaka Miyazaki. You know what's a fun toy, son? A player infested with poison. I also remember thinking the enemies here looked like they had giant fish heads. I think maybe this is a consequence of being a blind fuck with the stigmatisms, but it gave me an irrational fear of fish for a long time. My mom would get me mojadas at restaurants, and because of Dark Souls, my appetite for fish would nearly be gone. Which is saying something because I was and am a fatty McFat 2x4 fat ass. Thankfully, because I've made my way through Blighttown several times over the years, I have a vague, foggy mental map in my mind that I use to make my way down to the stinky, shit, smelly boo-boo PU bottom. On the way down, I find ninja armor, and while it doesn't fit Majima's aesthetic, it reminded me of something that is in his wheelhouse. You know, acrobatics, flips and shit. Now don't get me wrong, it ain't like Majima is doing Kamen Rider Power Ranger gymnastics all the time. But, let's be honest, he could. He do be moving like one sometimes. Like every agile movement he does somehow stores power into his fist that he uses to beat up a random guy. And there's a very, very famous ring that makes your character in Dark Souls 1 do ninja flips. The Darkwood Grain Ring. To get this ring, we have to go to the Darkwood Forest, where the average Appalachian's nightmares come true and the fucking bushes start standing up and opening up cans of whoop ass. Before we can get to where we need for the ring, we gotta kill this Moonlight Butterfly. I mean, not really, but obviously killing bosses nets pretty good souls. So, the Moonlight Butterfly is pretty easy for the most part. It's just a question of, can you dodge the bright green fuck-off magic bolts? The answer for me was yes. Now, I do know there's a reason for this, but I forgot. There's a dead Andre up here after we beat the butterfly. It's kind of weird and disturbing. If you remember why Andre's twin is up here in a T-bow position, say so in the comments if you feel like it. After beating the Moonlight Butterfly, I buy the Crest of Artorias, which lets us finally get to the area we need for the ring. It's filled to the brim with these spooky some bitches that are see-through. When this game was hopping in player count, this place was a hellhole of PvP shenanigans. Now, it's just an annoying thing that stands between us, a boss, and a ring. We have to avoid these forest ninjas and talk to this random cat that has a giant mouth. We join her covenant and suddenly this guy named Shiva of the East shows up with his ninja bodyguard. We'll call him Ninja Brian for no particular reason. After we meet them, we can find these guys back down in Blighttown. But before I went back down to Blighttown, I saw Lautrec, who somehow escaped from his cell. Now, don't get me wrong, ACAB. But also, fuck escaped prisoners. He's just sitting here in Firelink staring at the Firekeeper all creepy like the dudes who think women are interested in the complex flavor of IPAs and the intricacies of cryptocurrencies. Newsflash, buddy, IPAs all taste the same, like piss, and crypto is helping the world get fucking warmer.
It's already 110 in the summer, and if it gets 1 degree hotter, I'm gonna kick your ass.
See it!
You despicable curses! How could I?
So, after we kill Lautrec, I get the Ring of Favor. It's a pretty badass ring, I'm not gonna lie to you. It ups a bunch of stats like health and stamina, but it has a caveat. A caveat? But it has a condition. that you can never take it off or it breaks. That's fine with me. I put the ring on and then we go down to Blighttown. I masterfully take out Shiva and his ninja bodyguard with a very difficult strategy. I'm not even sure you could understand it if I tried explaining it slowly, but nevertheless I will attempt anyways.
I let Shiva soak up the doo-doo waters in his boots. When he gets poisoned, the worms in that there water ate away at his life until I finally hit him over the head. Now, Ninja Brian got stuck on a wall like the sumbitch he is, fucking dummy. It let me sneak in a few hits in, but I did not get him to poison himself. So for the rest of his health, I had to beat him fair and square while this mosquito kept trying to barge in. But after all that, I finally have it. Behold, the flippening. Now that we have the ring that I wanted, I try to go kill Queelag so we can ring the second bell of awakening. Okay, we're gonna try and kill Queelag, Quaaludes, Kellogg's. I remember when I was young, I thought I would get in trouble because, you know, she doesn't have her tits out per se, but they are there. You know? So it's like, imagine you're 14 years old or whatever, however old I was, 13, 12, whatever, and fuck. Queelag as a boss is pretty simple, especially when you can get into these sweet spots between her legs, no head row. You remember that childhood game, The Floor is Lava? Well, I would fucking fail that shit hardcore nowadays. I fumbled the fight a couple times, but by not being a dumbass, I eventually killed Queelag. While doing this boss fight, I realized the actual benefit of the Darkwood Grain Ring. Sure, ninja flips are fucking cool, tight as hell, but this thing feels like it adds more distance to your dodge. I felt like I could clear a room in 2 presses of the button rather than 3. I ring the second bell of awakening and watch as the gate to Sen's fortress opens up. But before I go to the fort...
Hey, you want to see something really scary?
Say hi to perhaps the ugliest Souls NPC, Frampt the Kingseeker. Now, this weird flesh mustache having worm thing is the key NPC for one of the endings, linking the fire. But we'll get there when we get there. For now, I decide it's time to go back to the spooky forest with all the see-through assholes to kill Sif. Sadly, killing Sif is also mandatory to beat the game, as we need the ring she drops. So even though she's doing nothing but protecting her master's grave, I have to fuck her up. I remember when I was younger, Sif was a bit of a filter for me. She would fuck me up because I didn't yet unlock the hidden technique of not locking onto the boss and free camming it. Even now, all these years later, I still got a bit fucked up by her, but I didn't get filtered this time. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's fucked up and funny at the same time that Sif is the only Souls boss that gets easier as they get hurt. Yes indeed, PETA would love this game along with the Westboro Baptist Church. We're going to the graves of soldiers and kicking their dogs for our own enjoyment. Obvious disclaimer, we here on the Forehead Katamari channel do not support defiling graves, hurting animals, or any other action that popular society has deemed immoral. Anyways, now that we put Sif down, we got Artorias' ring, or the Covenant of Artorias. If we don't have this ring, a later boss is impossible to even fight. That's why this shit is mandatory. Over to Sen's fortress, it's a place filled to the brim with traps and lizards, an average coder's wet dream. So why are we suffering through a place where one wrong step means death? Well, to get the Linking the Flame ending, you need to get something called the Lord Vessel. Imagine a big old bowl. Now, this bowl is in a place called Anor Londo, and the only way there is through this fucking shithole. It's kind of like, in order to get to New York City,
It was mandatory, imagine if you will, mandatory that you had to go through Femboy Swamp where it's nothing but dangerous short manlets with reptile sonas. You can't even laugh at it without catching a 30-06. So we avoid all these traps, kill some lizards, and get all the way to the top, where we kill the tallest man in the world who's throwing some balls at us. Fly high, Shaq. Fly high. After we put his ass in the grave, we gotta fight the second tallest man imaginable. Yes, that's right, LeBron James. Now, Iron Golem here is just a simple matter of not getting grabbed and thrown off the stage, which did happen.
Oh my god, fuck off. Oh my god, fuck off. That is so fucking stupid. That is so... Okay.
You are my sunshine.
But after that, we can finally go to Anor Londo. If Blighttown was the hood, Undead Burg the suburbs that are systematically getting phased out thanks to the economy, then Anor Londo is the upper class neighborhood where Jeremy the local plug lives. Don't buy that shit, kids! It's just oregano! Anor Londo is famous for being fucking annoying. Famously, this area is what Souls tryhards like to call casuals BTFO. Small platforms that you can easily fall off of, giant knights with even bigger bows that snipe you so fucking hard your body Looney Tunes itself out of whatever armor you're wearing, and constant fucking mimic chests everywhere you go. But once you get through all of that annoying bullshit, you'll find 2 of Gwyn's knights.
Skater. But yeah, I didn't say anything about that Kanye shit.
Just look up the picture of it.
Where is
World War III? I guess the album's called World War III. Holy shit.
Now, remember how I said I've always had issues with boss fights when there's more than one enemy? These 2 assholes are the most famous example of that in maybe all of the Souls series. Meet Ornstein, the Dragon Slayer, and Smo, the Executioner, aka Pikachu and Snorlax, aka the leading causes of death in the US of A, obesity and the bullet. Now, the real difficulty of this fight is a bit different from Gargoyles. The Gargoyles had similar movesets that gave me a good idea of what the theoretical danger zone is. That's still here, of course, with Ornstein and Smo, but if Gargoyle's danger zone was a circle, Ornstein and Smo's is a weird oval that reaches out to slap your ass when you're not paying attention. But, once again, there's a simple strategy here, one I stole from everyone else on YouTube. You use these pillars to separate Orn from Smo, and then you get hits into one, only one. Now, why would you only attack one when there's 2 of them here? I hear you say with your perfectly cared for lips. Burt's Bees, I see. Nice, very nice. Because when one dies, the other heals and goes into a second phase. So, which do you kill? Which do you think will be easier in the second phase? I don't know. I'm not an expert on Dark Souls, but I always saw people killing Ornstein first. So, monkey see, monkey do, Smo smash the lion, now he get lightning too. Smo's second phase is pretty easy, only because he doesn't add in any new moves. Or I guess he does if you want to split hairs, since now everything's got a lightning effect to it, including his big bum bash. Slice, slice, bleed, Smo's dead. Now it's time for my reward. Annoying night archers, giant demons, and stupidly big fucking knights. All of it was meant for this big boobs? Guinevere here is Gwyn's daughter, Queen of the Sunlight and ruler of Anor Londo. She's the one here who's holding on to the Lord Vessel, which unlocks fast travel for us. She gives it to us, I think in pure thoughts, and then go back to King Seeker Frampt in Firelink, who tweaks and geeks just a tiny bit.
Heavens, you have done it. You have retrieved the Lord Vessel after 1,000 years. It is you.
I want to play that.
Really you. Now,
He takes us down to the nether regions of the shrine where we put the Lord Vessel onto this altar. Frampt then explains why we needed the big bowl. We need to kill all the lords of the land that have immensely powerful souls, which can fuel the rebirth of the world. Pretty simple. The first lord I go after is the race trader Sif the Scaleless. His area kinda sucks, not because it's hard, but because it's just annoying. I hate it. At the front door, two armored boars that took me fucking forever to kill. When we get up into the library fortress, there's crystal enemies that don't bleed, combined with dancing iron pineapples and these giant crystal golems that, as you already know, obviously don't fucking bleed. Now don't get me wrong, I can still kill these enemies, but I'm still gonna bitch. Speaking of bitches, Sith here is an unwinnable fight. No, I'm being serious, I'm not even fucking joking. You can't beat him when you first find him. You have to die, then get locked up, and then do a jailbreak. But funny enough, there was a note in the first arena, the one you're not supposed to win, that said safe zone, which, for the most part, yeah, safe zone. You could stand in this spot and just yell all the racial slurs you know at Sith all day, and he can't do anything. He's just gotta take it like a bitch. But anyways, after getting through all the bullshit, we ascend to goddom. Behold, I can stand on the air. Fear me. Not really, I'm just joking. For some reason, FromSoft thought having invisible platforms in their games is a fire idea. If memory serves, they do this quite often. So we gotta walk across these invisible platforms to reach Sith. Bless you.
Oh, thanks.
And in my hurry to kill him, I accidentally let these giant clam monsters into the boss arena. Sith kills them, and I spend what feels like forever killing him. I feel like I could have done 10 runs on 10 different roguelike games in the time it takes to kill this giant pale fuck. But with him out of the way, the next Lord Soul I go after is in hell. Now, remember when I said I mastered the very difficult strategy of running away from the enemy to force the game to give me easy damage? We'll see this strategy resurface later in hell. Here it is. This is the ceaseless discharge. That's also what I call what comes out of my dick. And if we want to go further into hell, we gotta kill this guy because he's just producing a bunch of fucking lava. If you get these clothes, he pops up. And if you walk from where the clothes were all the way back to the boss door, he falls over and you can easily kill him.
Sledgehammer go.
Now, while I was making my way through hell, famous spiky knight Kirk invades me, and as much as I would like to honor him with a real fight, I push him over the edge. Fuck him. I don't get what he drops, which is a bit of a bummer, but whatever. We fight a demon. Oh.
That was easy.
Then the centipede demon. Oh.
That was easy.
After killing the centipede demon, we get the orange charred ring. We gotta say goodbye to our ninja flips for a little bit, because the orange ring lets us walk on lava without instantly transforming from famous tattooed Yakuza to inky slag. I lava walk my way to the Lord of Hell. It ain't Lucifer, but it sure feels like the devil's fucking me when I did this fight.
Zombies and wonders why it's got fucking broken hood.
Oh. The bed of chaos is what remains of a witch who tried recreating the fire that made the world not suck, and now she is the embodiment of suck. This is not a boss fight where you dodge and hit her, it's a gimmick fight where you dodge and hit these weak points until you get down into this undercarriage and kill this little firebug thing. The only issue with that is you fucking get smacked into the abyss so fucking often, it's so annoying. But once you kill that little bug, you get that Lord Soul. Next stop, the Underground. Under Firelink Shrine, you know, besides the place I put the big bowl, are the depths. This place has a bunch of spooky boys, but besides the fact that it's darker than a motherfucker in here, this place ain't so bad. This skeleton smith here upgrades our bandit knife to +10, and then we meet the main boss of the area. Yes, indeed, the hardest boss ever created by the magicians at FromSoft. Pinwheel.
Yeah! Yeah! See it!
And okay, so I was joking around. Sorry, I tried to pull a little, little prank on you. Pinwheel is just a fanboy to the real boss. We'll see him in a bit. We meet Patches, we kill Patches after he kicks us down a hole, and now, for real this time, I'm not joking, we see the real boss of this area. Wow, they really make me take fall damage from that? I guess, man, whatever. I can already tell if I die on this boss, I'm gonna be pissed on the run back. I really am. Grave Lord Nito. Now, Nito ain't a bad boss if I was playing this how I usually would. Pyromancies are my go-to, they fuck him up, and it's easy to just block his big death AoE if you got a good enough shield. You won't take any damage from it most of the time. But, when you can't block, and you can't use Pyromancies, oh man, get me back in the hospital, I miss my crutches. It's even worse because Nito has these skeleton minions that straight up harass you during the fight. But after managing them and dodging all the way to the walls when Nito does his AoE, I get his Lord Soul too. Now for the final Lord Soul, the last thing standing between us and the final boss of the game. The Four Kings in New Londo. Also, funnily enough, also under Firelink Shrine. Getting there is pretty easy. Getting out's even easier when you've got ghosts that can rock your shit but you can't rock theirs. Now, the solution? Get like Lot's wife. Yes, that's right. If you get cursed, you can put your hands on them damn dirty ghosts. The obvious downside is your health gets cut. But who fucking cares when you level Vigor and have the Ring of Favor? Okay, he cares. This guy, remember him? He's the fucking depressed dude at Firelink. He rocks my shit, and then get this, he fucking kills himself. This guy fucking destroys me, and then pieces the fuck out. I can't even get my change back. He took my whole wallet and then jumped off the cliff. Ugh. I make my way through the ghosts and then find Kanye. Just kidding, this guy's way more respectable. With this dude, he gives us the key to get to the Four Kings. Since I got here, I think I don't need the curse anymore, so I get it cured. Especially since, you don't need the curse to fuck up the Four Kings. This turned out to be somewhat of a mistake, because now every time I get to the Four Kings and die, and believe me, I die a lot, I have to run past these fuck-ass ghosts and dark wraiths to get back in. But after all that, we put on the Covenant of Artorias, the ring we got from his wolf, Sif, in order to step on nothingness. Welcome to the Abyss. Four Kings had me fucking tweaking.
I'm fucking tweaking! I'm fucking tweaking!
Yada yada, I hate multiple bosses, you get the deal. No matter what I did here, for some reason I could not lock the fuck in.
Yeah. Like I'm
What
still on a
the
fucking
fuck?
double leg.
Back to this building.
Oh, fuck off! No! Come on, dude! Oh my god, fuck off. damn it! These guys were wiping the floor with me. The non-existent floor. It got so bad that I had to look up if these assholes had any weaknesses. And they do. Way long ago in the run, I got 3 lightning resin in the Undead Burg. The past me set this shit into motion without even knowing. The temporal lifesaver in this abyssal sea. Yes, with the same element that ruled the land in the lore, I finally beat the 4 kings with my own personal shard of lightning. And it was good. With all the Lord souls into the Lord vessel, we can finally face the final boss of the game.
Do it. Let's do it.
Ramstein.
Yeah.
Okay, so after all that pain with bosses that were insanely fast and powerful as shit, Gwyn is, well, he's not any of that. He's an exhausted husk of his fucking self, dude. He's a shell. His attacks, while still dangerous, can be easily parried if you get the timing down. With him dead, we can link our soul, now emblazoned with figures of the world, to the bonfire and keep the world spinning. Thus answering the question we had at the start. Can you beat Dark Souls 1 as Goro Majima from Yakuza? Yes, and happily so. I hope I've managed my goal of being something that makes you have fun and forget about stuff for a while. The world right now is scary. We can't ignore any of it responsibly, of course, but that doesn't mean that we have to worry about the beast at the door every single minute. I hope we can all just take a minute to relax, sip a drink, and take the time to curl your fingers into your palm, into a fist clenched with righteous fury. Because believe you me, you're gonna need that fist real soon. My name is Forehead Weapon, my friends call me Katamari, you can call me whatever you want. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you enjoyed me and want to keep up with my work, please subscribe and hit that bell. And remember, embracing the world is never easy, but it's always worth it. Have a great day. To take a piece. What the fuck? Damn, get it, fake Majima. Sheesh. Is he fucking emoting on me?